Rosa went from Rosa to White Mage Rosa, and now she's White Mage of Benediction Rosa. If we ever get a fourth one, I'm expecting her to be named Ultra White Mage of Ultra Benediction Ultra Rosa! White Mage of Benediction Rosa's Trustmaster reward is her dress. These clothes have decent attack, defense, and spirit, though it can only be equipped onto healers. It does have a passive that will reduce your unit's MP cost by 30%, which is great for those powerful buffers with ridiculous MP costs. It also has some light and dark resistance, though not too much. Her Super Trustmaster reward is a two-handed bow of strong attack and spirit. It also comes with Dragon Killer Plus. On to her active abilities. Rosa has access to some white magic and green magic. Full Life 2 fully revives everyone, but the MP cost is just ridiculous when you compare it to Chao's upgraded regular revive spell. Re-Raise 2 gives everyone a re-raise, but it also guts Rosa's MP. Can you believe that these costs have already been halved? Protecta and Shoga can be upgraded all the way to stage 3, providing strong physical and magical mitigation buffs, alongside stats and general mitigation. You know, once you upgrade them. And Light-Ga imbues light onto your team, then buffs their light damage by 35%. Hey, Radiant Arrows, that's the thing that's good on break bars! Beast Slayer is unlocked at EX plus 3. Didn't we just see someone who had this? Fill Lamp Burst, fills her Lamp Burst. Prayer of Vitality heals your team, recovers MP, and fills the Lamp Burst gauges. The effects are stronger if you upgrade the Brave ability. True Glorious Rain of Arrows deals physical damage that scales off her attack, chains of a triple casted Absolute Mirror of Equity, and buffs your team's elemental resistances by 90%. Prayer of Dragonbane gives one ally an incredible double Dragon Killer. Prayer of Exorcism is the same thing, but Reaper Killer. Passives. But for Trustmaster reward or Super Trustmaster reward equipped, Rosa gets 500 Spirit, booster HP and MP, and Chaining boosts. She doesn't have too many killers, but they are very strong. More importantly, she cuts her own MP cost by half, though what you see right now has already been affected. With her Trustmaster reward equipped, she'll hit the maximum reduction limit, which is great given her ability's demands. At EX plus 2, she'll get Warring Spirit and Preemptive Omni Killer. She prefers to carry a single weapon, and her normal attack has been changed to deal damage that scales off her spirit, and buffs her team's elemental resistance by 80%. She also really prefers to carry a bow, gaining a large amount of attack and bird killer when doing so. Her light and dark resistance is also pretty strong, though for a Super Lamp Burst user, you'd hope for some resistance for the other elements too. Let's look at her Lamp Burst. It gives your team a Dragon and Reaper Killer buff, boosts their attack and magic by 300%, their Lamp Burst damage by 250%, and gives them resistance to breaks. As a Super Lamp Burst user, Rosa has access to Recovery Shift, which is Enhancement Shift. Why not just call it that? The Super Lamp Burst strengthens the killers to 160%, and the Lamp Burst damage buff to 300%. The rest stays the same though. Let's rank Brave abilities. I'd prioritize Prayer of Vitality, because getting to fill your team's Lamp Burst gauges is a pretty potent tool. Raising True Glorious Rain of Arrows just buffs its damage modifier, and the modifier isn't particularly good, even when it's been strengthened. So, EX2? As a Super Lamp Burst user, Rosa automatically benefits from additional EX Awakenings. EX plus 2 gives her an instant Lamp Burst, ensures her buffs stay up so long as something bad doesn't happen, Preemptive Omni Killer, and her Super Trustmaster reward. The bow itself is pretty strong, though fairly straightforward. Preemptive Omni Killer isn't too useful in more serious fights, given its small buff. An instant Lamp Burst can be pretty useful, given its buffs and break resistance, though depending on your inventory, this might not be all that special. Retaining the strength of these buffs is pretty cool though. EX plus 3 gives her Beast Slayer, which, okay, I guess we don't have a better Beast Killer at the moment, fine. So how good is White Mage of Benediction Rosa? She boasts powerful buffs, becoming the new standard for Reaper Killers in particular. Dragon Killers have a bunch of strong contenders, but Rosa ties up Vahana in that regard as well. When it comes to light support, she's only really decent when compared against the competition, though when it comes to healing, she's pretty good. Except of course her revival spells eat up so much MP, and why? Possessing stage 3 Protecta and Shoga lets her pair well with either tank type, and her elemental resistance buffs are certainly powerful. True Glorious Rain of Arrows in particular is pretty unfair, given its short cooldown and the effect's turn duration. Nevertheless, she runs into competition in different areas. For example, if we compare her to Sylvie, Sylvie has more resistance buffs, better resistance buffs, cheaper cost, and is just plain faster. Whereas specific support aside, the only thing Rosa beats out Sylvie in is land burst damage. Hey, did you notice 7-star Sylvie has 90% elemental resistance buffs too? But even despite being slow, Rosa's buffs are powerful, and in the case where you need them, they'll certainly do a good job. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. Comment below if you summon White Mage of Benediction Rosa. She's good, but I've got Sylvie.